Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Throwback Thursday on this channel where we talk about a little bit of movie news and then we give you a throwback movie that kind of relates to it. Today we're going to be breaking down the trailer for Bambi The Reckoning, giving my opinion on what I think is going to happen in the movie. So let's jump right into it. So the trailer for Bambi The Reckoning has dropped. And we finally get our first official look at this movie. We've seen a few stills that claim to be from the movie and all this other stuff, but now we kind of have something to go off of. And it's not much. But what it is enough of a teaser to kind of tell you firsthand who the enemy of this movie is. And shockingly enough, it's probably not going to be Bambi. Bambi is still going to go on a murderous rampage in this movie, but it seems as though they do have the deer hunter in there. They have everything kind of positioned to make this seem like it does belong in that whole Bambi world. However, the movie starts off with something hanging from a tree, stuck to a tree, sort of using bait to kind of catch an animal. So the guy asks if the other guy has ever shot a deer. And he says no. And he says he did once. And this is kind of telling us that this is probably the guy who shot Bambi's mother. And, this is probably the person he's coming after. And this other guy being with him in this trailer is just going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So after they are talking and we kind of figure out as the audience who he is in the Bambi story, we see a truck and we see this deer. And this deer just comes and lifts this truck up off the side and drops it on the ground. And it looks cool. I mean, this deer is huge. So it is going to be a lot of fun to watch this happen. And we already know from the poster for the Pooh-verse, the Pooner-verse, that basically Winnie the Pooh is actually using Bambi as a mount. So I think that's kind of going to be something that we see play out here maybe later on. But I don't think Winnie the Pooh will make an appearance in this movie. I don't think that any other characters from the other parts of this franchise are going to make an appearance until the crossover. The movie doesn't give us a whole lot in terms of how many characters are in the movie, but I don't think there's a whole lot of characters in this movie. I think we're going to get a very limited amount of kills, and it will just be these two and maybe a couple other people. Like, maybe these aren't even the main people in the movie. Some innocent bystanders will come in and have to run from Bambi. I think that what's going to go down is that the majority of the movie is going to be spent running from this deer. And I don't think it's going to have a big kill count. It does look like it's going to have some neat effects. So that whole upping the budget for the sequel to Winnie the Pooh must have really done a great thing for them. The Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 has a lot more money for its budget than the other one did, and it shows. And I still want to review that movie, but I still haven't been able to see that movie yet. It's only playing in select areas. As soon as I see the movie, I will let you know. And I'm hoping that this one plays in more theaters or goes straight to streaming. I hate to say I want a movie to go straight to streaming, but I would rather see movies go straight to streaming than to play in a limited amount of theaters for their entire run. Because then people who do want to see them are just left out of luck. But I think this movie is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot more suspenseful than we originally thought it might be, just based on this trailer. Because if we're already seeing these two guys, I'm thinking they don't last very long. And I'm thinking that it moves on to someone maybe a bit more innocent that Bambi is chasing after. Maybe some teenagers going to a cabin for a party or something like that. That's what I think is going to happen. But again, I don't know for sure what's going to go down in this movie. The trailer does seem like it's going to make the movie at least have a budget that is going to do some sort of justice to the Bambi character as a horror icon. So I'm there for it. Alright, so our throwback movie of the week is Monkey Shines from 1988. It is also known as Monkey Shines: An Experiment in Fear. It's notable that this movie was the first movie that George A. Romero directed after helping with Creepshow. And it's kind of a cool little movie. It relates to the whole Bambi thing because there is this cute little monkey that's helping a paraplegic guy who was hit by a car. And we don't know if the monkey has actually gone insane or not. But we do know pretty early on that this guy's fears, when he finally starts to figure things out, are correct. The monkey has been given an experimental drug that helps it to kind of relate to the human more, become more intelligent, if you will, and that doesn't have the desired results. Now, what it does have is the ability to cause a psychic link between it and the human it's taking care of. In this case, the human is Alan Mann. Alan Mann is a law student and an athlete who is struck by a car becoming paraplegic. Now, he ends up getting this monkey that he names Ella, and both of them slowly start to change behavior patterns and become a little bit more angry. And as the movie progresses, it builds some nice tension to itself. The movie is pretty good in that regard. It actually does a great job at building tension at times. And the cast is pretty good. It does focus a lot on trying to build that suspense. And sometimes it is moving a bit slower. So the movie doesn't always move as fast as you might like it to move, especially when they kind of tell you the major plot of the movie right at the beginning. I mean, they kind of give it to you and lay it out. You know the score. You know what Ella's, thing is pretty early on in the movie. And you know that she has this psychic bond with him and that he is enjoying this psychic bond that he has with her for a while. And in that regard, it kind of reminds me a bit of Christine, this bond between the car and the kid. And then this one kind of has that bond between the guy and the monkey. And we see them as they slowly start to fall out of grace with each other because now he's asking himself the question, is this monkey really killing his enemies? The movie does a good job at what it does. And what it does is try to build up this suspense. Now, I told you that the movie kind of reminds me in a way of Christine because of the bond that him and Ella form in the movie. It also involves a girl that comes into the picture that the monkey is now jealous of. And that kind of brings to mind some Christine vibes too. So I kind of wonder if that is in the original book because I've never read the original book. I can't speak on how much better the original book is than this movie. But if you did enjoy Christine and you enjoy that sort of movie and you enjoy movies about cute little animals that have homicidal tendencies, then this movie may be something you'll enjoy. And if you do like a little bit of suspense, like I said, it tries to build up the suspense a lot more than it deals with any of the homicidal stuff. And that's kind of what I'm hoping that the Bambi movie does as well. Kind of builds up a little bit of suspense. Even if it doesn't build up enough to be the most wonderful, suspenseful movie of all time, just enough to kind of let you feel like everything's okay for a few minutes, or give you that feeling that something bad's going to happen and you know it's going to happen, and then they make you wait for just a couple seconds and then they get you. And that's kind of always a good way to handle it. And this movie does have a few little jump scares, not many, but enough that it does come across as a bit suspenseful at times. You may enjoy this movie and you may not. It's not for everyone, obviously. If you think you might enjoy this movie, I do urge you to check it out, because you don't know unless you give it a try. And it is available for free, so you're not going to be renting it off Amazon or trying to find it in your local Walmart or Dollar Bin. You're actually going to be able to get the movie for free on Tubi. So check it out while it's still around on Tubi, because I think it will be expiring rather soon. So, as always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you're leaving us that comment in the comment box below. Make sure you share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of the conversation as well. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we definitely appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers. You don't want to disappoint Miko, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.